All right, Toure's back with a rant. Hello, sir.
Hello, sir. In the biggest and most difficult moments in life, when all the world is watching and all the pressure in the universe is on your back, in those moments, many people shrink and a few people rise. Trayvon Martin's parents, Sabrina Fulton and Tracy Martin, had the hardest moment a parent could ever face thrust upon them, a moment most of us wouldn't wish on our worst enemy. And they went on a public crusade that revealed them to be extraordinary Americans of character and grace. They kept their cool while lunatics called for Zimmerman's head. They pleaded for justice while others screamed for bloodlust. They suggested this is not about race, allowing themselves to remain above the fray and making it everyone's issue, while others of us yelled that this was surely a situation drenched in ugly racial stereotyping. The night Trayvon died, someone looked at him and poured all the typical stereotypes into him. They looked at him as if being a young black man is synonymous with being a violent criminal, which is totally wrong but all too common. Surely that supposedly criminal black man comes from one of those broken black families that seem to be everywhere, right? But then the Martins showed up to destroy that script by standing together, speaking intelligently, and demanding respect and justice. They made it impossible to see just another dehumanizable, broken black family. They divorced over a decade ago, but they remain enough of a family unit that they can come together in crisis when they need each other. A divorced family is not necessarily a broken family, and this one certainly is not broken. The way they argued their case and pleaded for justice nudged us to this moment where charges have been filed. They were so smart about the images they shared with media, quickly sending pictures of Trayvon looking sweet in a hoodie, looking all-American in his football uniform, looking entirely unlike the script expected of black Americans as he was shown skiing with his family. If someone cared enough to take the boy skiing, well then surely this is someone whose life must be taken seriously. That was a brilliant choice by the Martins, who showed uncommon courage as they struggled to bury their son. Surely they must be angry, but they haven't shown it. They've shown us character and faith in the system, and I respect them for that. There are no winners in this horrific situation, but Sabrina and Tracy have shown themselves to be exemplary Americans.
What is it that you admire about them the most?
I mean, as a parent, burying your child, the sudden wrongful death of his, and then they come out, they do all the interviews, they go to all the rallies, and they stand there together, strong. And just by standing there, they convey dignity onto him, which is what was robbed from him that night. And I don't know.
So what would the lesson be? In other words, when you think about, because your point was at the top, for all of us in crisis, what is the lesson, I guess?
Well, I don't want to judge the people who are not able to just stand there in front of all the cameras.
So it's no judgment, but what characteristics do you think we should all be aspiring to in crisis that are represented so brilliantly in this most excruciating
to find the dignity to stand there in a moment of crisis and to call for justice and not for blood, and to say this is everybody's problem and it's about red blood, not black or white, which is what they needed to be saying, right? And others of us needed to be saying, no, this is absolutely about race. But they were able to be above the fray and be Kingian, right, Dr. King-ish, in saying this is not about race. This is about a boy who bled into the ground. Let's focus on that. And I appreciated that from them as the leaders of the movement.
Yeah, no, it resonates, I think, with people of all races and really from all cultures, which really you're referring ultimately to grace in these human beings and compassion and all those things. Very well said, and thank you. And before we let you go, just a reminder, we mentioned it during the mega panel, but we do have the minutes from the Federal Reserve meetings during the financial crisis. We filed a Freedom of Information request to acquire that information 3 months ago, and since then been working with the Huffington Post and our own producers to find the best nuggets in those contents, and we look forward to revealing all of those on Monday of next week. Have a good weekend. I'm Dylan Ratigan, and Hardball is up right now.